Welcome to our final section in this course. In this section, I would like to discuss some basic computer security issues which everyone should know. In this section, we will cover passwords, wireless access points, email, web browsers, spam, and reporting cybercrimes.
We will now talk about basic home computer security. Basic security. In this section, we're going to talk more about passwords, wireless access points, phishing, email, and internet browsers. So first, let's talk about passwords. What's a bad password? Well, having no password is bad. Having commonly guessed passwords such as password, God, love, query, 1234, these are very common passwords and can be easily guessed by people. Additionally, using personal information such as your birthday info, initials, pet name, zip code, anything that if somebody knows you and knows personal information about you, might be able to guess your password. And fictional characters is a commonly used password and easily guessed. Additionally, double words such as password is a bad password. Keyboard patterns such as query or ASDFG, which is an easy keyboard thing to do, is also a very bad password. Using backwards, common passwords is also bad. Also, having less than 6 characters makes a very weak or bad password. And finally, if it's something in the dictionary, then it's probably a bad password because it can be easily guessed. So let's talk about good passwords. Well, 6 or more characters usually makes a good password. A mix of upper and lower characters, such as capital A, lowercase a, and special characters. A lot of places will allow you to use special characters, so use them where appropriate. So let's talk about password security a little bit. Well, first, don't write down your password. It doesn't make sense to make a good password, then write it down. If anybody comes by, looks under your desk and finds your password, then that's not a good password. Don't tell anyone your password. Change your password often. Unique username. If a hacker has to guess your username and your password, then that makes it a little more difficult for them. If they know that your name is Russ, then most likely you have a unique username named Russ. So use a unique username when possible. Phishing. Let's talk about what phishing is. Phishing is attempts to acquire personal information by posing as a trusted source. Usually what will happen is you'll get an email saying that you need to log on to your bank to check something. And so you'll get an email and a link to follow through, and you're thinking that you're going to log into your bank, but in fact you're actually connecting to somebody's server somewhere and giving them your login information. Meanwhile, you think you're logging into your bank. So just be careful where you enter your password. Here's what you can do to check to see if you're actually connecting where you think you are. Here I went to PayPal.com. If you click on the lock here, you can actually look at the certificate and you can see that it was issued to PayPal.com. So you can feel relatively assured that you are connecting to who you think you are. Now we'll talk about wireless access points. First, use a wire connection if possible. If your computer is right next to your router, and if possible, use a wire. It's a lot faster. You won't block up the wireless network traffic from different locations. So just use a wire wherever possible. Second, use WPA2 wireless security. WP is not secure, so you should not even use that at all. If you have older equipment that doesn't support WPA, then perhaps you have to use WPA, but do not use WEP. It is not secure. For your network, use a secure password. Don't use just generic passwords for that or a bad password. And also, it's a good idea to change the admin password. Disable the remote administration if possible. Most routers will have this disabled anyways. And if your router supports it, use MAC address filtering. This will allow you to only allow people to connect to your machine that you know their MAC address. Email. Emails are major spreaders of viruses. They can easily spread viruses to many people, as attachments can contain viruses. File extensions, there's file extensions that can contain viruses. We all know such as EXEs are executables, and if we click on it, we know we're running an application. But there's some other ones such as VBS and SCR, which are actually applications, but with the extension we think that perhaps they're a document of some type, but in fact it'll run some kind of application. So be careful with files and attachments. Web browsers. Firefox is one web browser that's out there. You might try it. Spam. Be careful where you post your email address. There's spiders that are out there that will scour the internet looking for email addresses, and if your email is out there, you might start receiving spam. So something you can do is just kind of break up your email address, and if a person sees it, they can probably interpret what your email address is, but a spider wouldn't be able to see that it's the email address. In this case, my email is myemail@yahoo.com. I can just kind of change this ampersand to an @ and actually write the word .com. So if a person was to read this, they would know what it is. Now let's talk about the Internet Crime Complaint Center. This is a location that's been set up to report or file a complaint for different types of crimes or internet crimes. If you go here, you can actually file a complaint for any kind of auction fraud, identity theft, spam, or computer intrusion. Here are some other locations where you can actually get more information if you had some kind of incident or crime, so you can report them.
I hope this course has given you the information that you need to have a more secure computer. If you have followed along with this course and completed the steps that I have given you, then I think that you're on your way to having a more secure computer. At this time, please complete the final survey, and I want to thank you for watching this video presentation. Thank you.